Mary Cranston, thank you very much for joining us. Can I ask you a little bit initially about women in law and the place of women in law and how that is changing and the challenges they face currently?
Absolutely. Well, the challenges for women in law are very similar to women in business generally, and there's a lot of research that is helping women refocus and do things differently, which I think is going to redound to the benefit of women lawyers. We also have a situation where the number of women coming into the profession has been at a high enough level for a long time that we should see more women in leadership, and yet we don't. It's very similar to other parts of our economy where women are entering but not getting to the top. So I have a lot of perspectives on that, and I feel very fortunate in sitting on the Catalyst Board, which is the premier think tank for women in business, and also a trustee of Stanford, so I'm very familiar with the Stanford research. And McKinsey's done a lot of work. So there's some very interesting stuff going on that I think we're now training young women lawyers, and hopefully will have a difference in the next 5 to 10 years.
You made a difference when you were chair of Pillsbury Winthrop, of course, in that regard, for diversity employment generally. What changes did you make, and what changes do you see being made or not being made?
Well, I think one of the things, I was the first woman ever to head a Global 100 firm, and I had the very good fortune of having a woman COO as well. And we had, for whatever reason, Pillsbury had women earlier, and we had a very high percentage of women relative to some other firms. And so when Marina and I were elected the chair of the firm, we looked at some of the best practices in business for women in leadership, and we realized that there are stereotypes and other things that tend to undervalue women's actual participation. So we decided we would